This is your source for local news in the Heartland.
This is KTBO's Good Morning Heartland.
Good morning and welcome back. We're live at Kelly's Furniture and Carpet One, which means it's time for our entertainment segment, which means Scott Kellum is here with us this morning to talk about movies, and you just saw Rock of Ages.
I sure did. So let's take a little trip back in our lives. What was the first album you bought? Tape, CD, record? Do you remember?
It was Metallica. It was a tape.
Awesome. Mine was Quiet Riot on vinyl. Yeah.
You're old.
I'm not old. Okay, I'm old. All right, so we got to look at this movie as a musical. Okay. You know, we haven't seen very many of these yet this year, and this is kind of the first delve into that. So what happens with a musical is you have to separate yourself from plot and from music. And that's the one thing this movie really struggles with, is separating plot and music. It literally almost goes interaction between characters, couple sentences, song. Interaction between characters, song. They almost overdid it with the actual musical part of this movie. So that was kind of the one thing you're a little bit set off by. You expect music, just not in that much. As far as acting, you know, I thought I'd never say this, but Tom Cruise really held this movie together.
Really?
Yeah, you know, you just don't expect to hear that very often.
Yeah,
because it's
especially
Tom
these days.
Cruise. Yeah, it's almost like saying Keanu Reeves had a great movie. You shouldn't be saying those things. But you know, when compared to the rest of the actors in this movie, Tom Cruise actually was the star character in this and did just a great job with the character he was given.
Right.
Everybody else just subpar.
Right.
Subpar acting.
Now, I heard that they actually sing themselves.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you look at the soundtrack to this movie, it is literally, you know,
How's
Tom
that?
Cruise. Tom Cruise actually did a good job. Everybody else, you know, there's a few times you're just like, oh, he just butchered that song.
Right.
But let's talk about that a little bit. There's a problem, what I feel. First off, I feel this whole musical singing, the whole remixes, the mashups, the dubstep is just overdone. It's run its course. We need to move on from here. The thing is, you end up putting together a soundtrack of music like kids just don't understand. They're going to go buy the soundtrack because they want to hear Tom Cruise perform that song they wrote for this movie, when that's not true. It was actually a song out of the 70s and 80s. Right. So these are the kinds of kids that are going to see this movie. You go, hey, have you ever heard of Pink Floyd? And they're going to go, I didn't know she had a last name. You know? Or hey, Def Leppard, that can't be good for them out in the wilderness. Or
so this isn't like Glee, you know?
Well, that's just it. It's just like Glee.
But with Glee, you buy their CD and they're actually singing it. No,
they're actually singing in this movie. Yeah, you know, you get Tom Cruise singing, you know, Quiet Riots, Come On Feel the Noise kind of thing. You know,
so who's gonna like this movie? Glee fans?
You know what?
Older people?
I think. Thanks. I think a lot of people who grew up in the Def Leppard, Led Zeppelin era, the 70s and 80s, will enjoy hearing their songs again, but they'll also not enjoy hearing their songs again because it's just done so poorly. It's not a first date movie. A lot of awkward moments. That situation where it just doesn't work out. But you know, you're probably 25 plus are going to enjoy this movie. Your younger ages who like the Glee and stuff might.
Because I got a mix of reviews. Some liked it, and some, like yourself, didn't really care for it. So out of 5 stars,
I would say probably 3.
Okay, so 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for that.
Not a problem.
We'll be right back.